Welcome to Unboxing Sunday, where I am surprised. I do not know what's in the box until I open it. You know, there are other people on YouTube that do unboxing. They know what's in the box. They know what's in it. It's either one of two things. A, it's something they've ordered, or B, it's something that someone else ordered off their wish list. So it's something they actually desire and wish for. These books are just delivered. I have no idea what's in them when they arrive until I open up the lid and show you. And then I'll make my list for the description because I have no idea what's going in this video till I open the box and get it started. And then these books go to a charity. We have 4 different charities, and each charity gets a different thing. So, I think this is a box of Mishi. Oh, by the way, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where I read books, talk about books, no special effects, no demons, none of that fancy smashy stuff going on here. And if you could please hit the like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. I keep forgetting to ask, and no one does it, and it's killing me in the digital, analogical, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know. But anyways, let's start with The Plague of Doves, Louise Erdrich. Louise Erdrich's mesmerizing new novel, her first in almost 3 years, centers on a compelling mystery. The unsolved murder of a farm family haunts the small white off-reservation of Pluto, North Dakota. The vengeance extracted for this crime and the subsequent distortions of truth transform the lives of Obi-Waji living on Neely Reservation and shape the passion of both communities for the next generation. Leslie Glass, Tracking Time, and April Wu. Fresh, exciting, and totally original. April Wu is the popular creation of suspense novelist Leslie Glass. On a steamy, overcast September evening, Dr. Maslow Atkins, a promising young New York psychiatrist, goes into Central Park for a quick run and doesn't come out. When April Wu receives the missing persons report, her unusually flawless cop instincts prompt her to investigate immediately, even if it's going outside her jurisdiction and outside her authority. But when the high-profile canine search she orders yields nothing, the media whips into a frenzy, bringing the fury of the entire police department upon April. Still, she can't shake her belief that Marlowe is alive and refuses to give up. Grit's friends are forever. Whether they're called Sweet Potato Queen, Steel Magnolias, Yaya Sisters, or Bells, Southern girls make the best friends. From your sorority rush to joining the local Red Hat Society, and from long walks to long-distance phone calls, Grits is girls raised in the South. Friends make your Victoria sweeter, your laugh louder, and your pain gentler. With Grits by your side, you can survive almost anything. Whether Deborah is talking about instant grits, young girls, or seasoned grits, over 60, childhood friends, newfound pals, mother, sisters, or BYOB, bring your own best friend. She has tips for keeping them all. Okay. Red Star Burning. Britain's MI5 tolerates Charlie because he's their best field agent. What none of his colleagues knows is that he is married to Natalia Fedova, a colonial colonel in the SSB, the Russian intelligence successor to the KGB. It's a secret that could land her in front of a firing squad and him in jail for life. Worst of all, their daughter would then end up in a Russian state orphanage. Oops. Sophie Kinzel, the shopaholic to the rescue. I read the first 2 books. They were so funny. Kinsella returns with another laugh out loud Becky Brandon adventure, a hilarious road trip to the American West to Las Vegas. Becky is on a major rescue mission. Her father has vanished from Los Angeles on a mysterious quest with her best friend's husband. Becky's mom is hysterical. Her best friend Sue is desperate. Worse, Becky must tolerate an enemy along for the ride who's she's convinced is up to no good. Mary Higgins Clark, No Place Like Home. A little yellow. Christmas card. Like no other writer, Mary Higgins Clark knows how to turn fear into a great entertainment. While desperately trying to protect her mother from her abusive stepfather, 10-year-old Lisa Barton shoots and kills her. Although the juvenile court rules it an accident, Lisa's stepfather has the tabloids turn her into a murderess. No, thank you. The Dawn Country. The epic tale that began in The People of the Long House continues in the second book of thrilling new Iroquois quartet by best-selling authors, archaeologist Catherine O'Neill Greer and Michael Greer. War Chief Carco and Deputy Gonda of the Standing Stone Police have successfully rescued their children, Odin and Toledo, from the Genjero, the traitor, known as the Crow. Genjero is a figure out of Nightmare, a witch who steals children. Odin's friend Wrath is still held captive along with several other children, and they're determined to save them. Okay. I always have trouble with these words. A lot of the sci-fi peoples invent names, and I'm like, huh? Eric Flint, Castaway Planet. Speaking of sci-fi. Half a year in their journey to the colony of Tantalus, Sakura, her family, and her best friend, the alien Bremy, nicknamed Whips, were suddenly torn from the safety of the colony, shipped outward into it, and stranded alone, lost light years away from any known world. Was it Robinson Crusoe that I'm thinking about? A decline in prophecies. Travel back in time to 1932 and book a first-class suite on the passenger liner RMS Aquatina, but take care, for among your fellow passengers is a ruthless killer. Sounds good. Marjorie Eccles, The Firebird's Feather. London, May 1911. The new King George V is preparing for the coronation. The suffragists are campaigning for women to get the vote. The East End seized with unrest, and 18-year-old Kitty Colliner is looking forward to coming out in London society. But Kitty's secure, sheltered world is about to be torn apart. Lydia Calhoun is shot dead while out riding in Hyde Park, and during the ensuing murder investigation, Kitty discovers there was so much more she didn't know about her mother. The Imperfect Bliss. It's a little on the pink side. Meet the Harcourts of Chevy Chase, Maryland, a respectable middle-class, middle-aged, mixed-race couple. Harold and Forcia have 4 eminently marriageable daughters, or so the mother believes. Forcia named her girls after Windsor royals in the hopes that one day each would find her true prince. Both princes are far from their mind of their second-born daughter, Elizabeth, who, in the aftermath of a messy divorce, has moved back home and thrown herself into earning her Ph.D. See what happens. Oh! An old friend. Sidney Sheldon. Nothing Lasts Forever. 1325. 27. That is just weird. Dr. Page Taylor swore it was euthanasia, but when Page inherited $1 million from a patient, the DA called it murder. Well, days of awe. Celebrated for her irresistible, witty, striking, intelligent examinations of friendship and marriage, Lauren Fox has written her most powerful novel to date. Only a year ago, Isabel Moore was married, was the object of adoration of her 10-year-old daughter, and thought she knew everything about her wild, extravagant best friend. But in the one short year, her husband moved out and rented his own apartment. Her daughter grew into a moody insomniac, and Josie, impulsive, funny, secretive, was killed behind the wheel of a single car accident. Oops. Sounds like one of those tearjerkers. The mother. A little on the yellow side. Marcia's husband, Lighty, expresses his tender love for his wife each morning by preparing a cup of tea and setting it at her bedside. This routine was part of the wonderful, secure life they had built, complete with brilliant and handsome 16-year-old son. Then the unimaginable happens. In a single moment, Marcia is stripped clean of everything she had presumed was hers for keeps. Ryan, not the kind of boy to find himself on the wrong end of a knife, is brutally murdered. Not good. Not good. Dolores Gordon Smith, a Jack Holden mystery, 100,000 dragons. Adler Madison wrote those 100,000 dragons lie underneath an Arabian sky. Adler Madison wrote those words in a book left in the Savoy Hotel. Poetry, perhaps, but what are the dragons, and who is Adler Madison? The answer threatens to tear Jack Cadian apart. How does a chance encounter in a London hotel, a death in Sussex, and a few lines of poetry lead to a lost city of Arabia and to the tomes of the whispering dead? Interesting. We've seen him often. James Lee Burke. The Tin Roof Blowdown. In the waning days of summer 2005, a storm with great impact than the bomb that struck Hiroshima peels the south face of southern Louisiana. This is the gruesome reality Parish Sheriff Detective Dave Robichaux discovers as he's deployed to New Orleans. As James Lee Burke's novel The Tin Roof Blowdown begins, Hurricane Katrina has left the commercial district and residential neighborhoods awash with looters and predators of every stripe. The power grid of the city has been destroyed, New Orleans reduced to the level of medieval society. But there is no law, there is no order, there is no sanctuary for the firm, the helpless, and the innocent. Bodies float in the streets and lie impaled on the branches of flooded trees. In the midst of an apocalyptic nightmare, Robush must find 2 serial rapists, a morphine-addicted priest, and a vigilante. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let me see. Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay. We're just going to go through these quick. There came a stranger. Adam Dawson, an ex-Yankee who once rode with Custer's Red Scarf Wolverine Brigade, is heading west after losing his horse in a running gunfight with a Comanche. Dawson walks into the town of Pinto, where his life becomes a ticking time bomb set off by a bloody fistfight. The Vanishing Violinist. Joan Spencer's daughter Rebecca falls for a virtuoso violinist at an international competition in Indianapolis, and Joan is drawn into a swarm of violinists, the host families, and their unspoken rivalries. When a rare Stradivarius is stolen, and then the seductive violinist who own it vanishes, Rebecca's ambivalent fiance is the prime suspect. The Reverend of Thraxton Hall. Arthur Conan Doyle, having just killed off Sherlock Holmes in The Final Problem, has immediately become one of the most hated men in London. So when he is contacted by a medium of renown and asked to investigate a murder, he jumps at the chance to get out of the city. There isn't one little twist, however. The murder hasn't actually happened yet. The medium, one Hope Thraxton, has foreseen her own death, which will apparently occur at her third seance of a meeting of the Society of Psychological Research at a manor house. So I guess he goes to solve it, or stop it, or prevent it. Red Square. It's a little something. Come on, computer. There we go. Investigator Arkady Renko is back in Moscow. The remarkable hero of Gorky Park and Polish Star has been in exile, first on the run in Siberia, then in the Bering Sea on a Russian factory ship servicing American fishing callers. The city he returns to, the city he last knew when he head out of homicide department of the Moscow's prosecutor office, is finally different from the one he left. Now the Communist Party is dead, the rubble is worthless, and organized crime is the only entity that functions efficiently in the city. Red Square. The Slow Moon. Elizabeth Cox. On an early spring night in 1991, Sophie and Crow, flushed with anticipation, slip away from a rowdy high school party and sneak off into the woods. A night for the first time they make love. An hour later, Sophie lies unconscious, covered in blood, and Crow is crushing through the underbrush, hurling himself into the river to escape the police. There was something like this not too long ago. There was another book like this. 2006. But I'm almost positive there's a more recent one. EILEEN Harris, Abide With Me. Since the public, let's see. Raymond is facing a crisis of faith, travels to New York, hoping for the support of his best friend Jared, who is moving north after 5 years in Atlanta. His wife Nicole is performing in the revival of Dreamgirls, her lifelong fantasy at last coming true. Nicole is thrilled to return to the stage, but when things start to go wrong, her young and beautiful understudy, Yancy Harrington Braxton, steps into the spotlight a little too quickly and fantastically. Alright, put this in here. Deep in Heart of Trouble, DEEANNE Gist. We've seen her on Flashback Monday. Or we used to. Giving his Stetson a determined tug, Tony opened the gate and approached Speckle Meyer House. He took the steps 2 at a time, but before knocking, allowed himself a quick peek through the screen door. Inside, a figure at the top of the stairs straddled the banister and rode it down, flying off the end and landing with the thump on both feet, arms flung into the air. Tony lunged forward instinctively, pushing open the screen door, expecting to cushion the fall of a misbehaving boy, but stopped in a shock when he found himself facing the back of a woman in knickerbockers. See what happens. Oh! We know this guy. He was on Flashback Monday last year, too. Yesterday, Special Agent Pendergrass, still mourning the loss of his wife, discovers that she was murdered. The GQ candidate. After a sex scandal brings down a local politician, Luke Cooper finds himself catapulted into Michigan governor's mansion, making him one of the few black and, by virtue of adoption, Jewish elected officials to hold such an office. His natural celebrity is increased when he heroically saves the life of a vowed racist, and his good looks and charm earn him the nickname the GQ candidate. Let's just go through these. Love's Fortune, Laura France. I missed this one last week. Shelterton births at her Kentucky home. Rowena Wren Valentine has heard only whispered rumors of her grandfather Silas's vast fortune and grand manor in Pennsylvania. When her father receives a rare letter summoning him to New Hope, Wren makes the journey with him and quickly finds herself in a whole new world. Family members she's never met, dances she's never learned, and new side to her father she thought she didn't know. EILEEN GOUDGE, immediate family. 15 years after graduation, best friends Jay, Franny, Emerson, and Steve meet at their college reunion. Life has taken each of them in a different direction. Jay is a married man with a baby on the way, while Franny yearns for a child as she searches for love in all the wrong places. Divorced single mom Emerson is drawn to a man who challenges everything she's come to believe and finding a once-in-a-lifetime love, and Stevie has recently been rocked by a shocking revelation, the answer to a family secret that will shatter everything she believes about herself. Harlan Coben, Fool Me Once. Let's see. Former Special Ops Mayor came home from war, sees an unthinkable image captured by her nanny cam while she's at work. Her 2-year-old daughter, playing with Maya's husband Joe, has been brutally murdered 2 weeks earlier. The provocation question at the heart of the mystery: can you believe everything you see with your own eyes? I'm confused. Karen Kenson, Dragon Fruit. A panga boat lands on Santa Barbara Beach in the night. Drugs are quickly offloaded, but drugs are not all the boat carried. When Kucha Roblio arrives to collect her baby girl, she finds the boat empty except for a tiny silver medallion. Fearing the worst, she goes to the only person she can trust. Jamie P.I. promises to help her find her kid. Let's see. 99 Nights on the Logar. 12-year-old Marwan memories from his previous visit to Afghan 6 years ago center on a contentious relationship with a Buddhist, the terrifying beloved dog who guards his extended family compound in the rural villages of Logar. But eager for an ally in this place, this is meant to be home. Marwan misreads his reunion with the dog and approaches Buddhist the way he would any pet on his American suburban block, and the results are disastrous. What happened to the dog? Oh well. That's it. It's the end of the box. Please hit the like and subscribe. Have a good one.